have a question to consider, gentlemen. Shall we allow our audacious enemies to violate with impunity the territory of our republic? Will you permit the army to escape, which has carried terror into your families? You will not. March then to meet him. Tear from his brows the laurels he has won. Teach the world that malediction attends those that violate the territory of this great people. The result of our efforts will be unclouded glory and a durable peace. Again,
amen.
In 1800, Napoleon Bonaparte speaking about Mike Krzyzewski.
Same height.
I thought it was Maverick from Top Gun.
Close.
Yeah.
Could be.
Also, if you need a little bit more Duke hate to fill your day, Coach K faces North Carolina for either the 98th or 100th time. Depends how you count, according to Tim Reynolds. From North Carolina's notes, UNC is 49-50 against Mike Krzyzewski's Duke teams, and I quote. From Duke's notes, quote, Duke is 50-47 versus North Carolina under Mike Krzyzewski. The year in question, of course, is the year Pete Gaudet was coaching Duke.
I mean, come on. Come on. We have something on Giannato and Jeffrey on 929 FM ESPN during the week that's called Tell Your Story. No
man is better. He's a marketing genius.
That might be the greatest tell your story of all time. It truly might be, because everybody knows that it's 49-50 and not 50-47, according to Duke's notes.
Well, he didn't want
Pete
out of here. He didn't want Pete to have to take those losses.
No, so he fired him instead.
Right, and then petitioned the NCAA to make sure that Pete indeed had those losses.
Pete would have been embarrassed walking around the Duke hallways with those losses.
Well, there's a good point. You
can't have that.
The shame that he had to endure. And never forget, never actually, I believe, confirmed had back surgery.
No. No, who was it?
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, yeah.
Vince Carter mentioned he had a recruiting trip when Coach K was resting and said he looked fine.
Yeah. It's kind of like how Coach K got sick this year when they were losing that game.
Or got sick after they lost to Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or canceled the season after they weren't going to make the tournament last year. Or, I don't know, have every team in college basketball make the NCAA tournament this year and then question why we're playing it after you lost 2 straight to the Big Ten teams.
I mean, the man is, to be quite honest, he's a genius to tell your story. You have to respect it. Sometimes you have to tip your cap. Sometimes it's someone that you don't love, but you respect. And that's what it is with Coach K with Tell Your Story.
Do we want to play some of the hits?
Yeah, please do. Let me preface this real quick. Jeffrey has compiled a list of things that just dislike about Coach K. And I'm not exaggerating. There are a lot of things on this list, and it was one that swayed me to the light side.
I brought extra notes as well.
For those that have just joined the show, we're both in our North Carolina blue today. I'm rocking my Michael Jordan Space Jam socks. We're ready to go to war today. So I hope you're ready for an hour of war speeches and just pump up. That's all this is. We're getting you ready for the battle. We're getting you ready for the fight. Come on.
Never forget that this is a man that chided Dylan Brooks for
a hero, Dylan Brooks.
A shot at the end of the shot clock after they were getting run by Oregon and then denied it. Video evidence then came out, and then he basically denied it again. No one better at coaching other teams' players. The prison videos that we keep seeing of him walking from the bus with his wife to the closets, it appears that he is going into every arena and finding a closet and calling it his office.
Well, what?
He's literally doing what Vince McMahon does.
Real quick on that. During the UNC Baylor game, when they cut to Coach K walking in with his wife with a minute to go in the game, I almost threw my coffee cup at the TV. The funniest part of that is that he moved his wife to the other side where the cameras weren't. He moved her so the cameras could see her. You can actually see on camera. He goes, move. It's amazing.
Well, first off, Connor, he was being chivalrous.
Of course.
Of course. It was an active parking lot.
He was trying. Yes. He wanted to make sure that she was on the inner side so she didn't get hit by a roaming cameraman.
Also with Pete Gaudet. Pete Gaudet took minimum wage to coach, and Coach K got his full salary, by the way. I just want to make sure everyone knows that.
Minimum wage. Like $7.25.
He made $16,000.
Oh, my God.
To coach Duke.
That's nuts. That's insane.
He scolded his own fans for teasing Jeff Capel, and obviously as a man of integrity, you can't have that. Primarily, you can't have that because Jeff Capel knows where all the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
And so you can't have him getting mad at you. Also, one that I did kind of like, he got mad at the Cameron Crazies for not giving a standing ovation to Duke when they beat Florida State one year. And then he showed a video clip of like the best of the Cameron Crazies. And he's like, cheer like that. I kind of actually liked that one. That one was so smug. That one I was like, okay, I'm in on that.
We respect what he does. We respect the man. We just think he's a massive egomaniac.
After starting 5-5, he asked the reporter last year, a student reporter, "What's your major?"
Incredible.
In 1990, when the
talk about chivalry,
Duke student newspaper gave the team a B+ halfway through the season, Coach K invited the kids to his office and told them, quote, "I'm not looking for puff pieces or anything like that, but you're whacked out and you don't appreciate what the F is going on here, and it pisses me off."
Yeah, as you know, whenever
these are student journalists.
Well, as you know, whenever we talk about the Grizzlies on air, they always call us in to say, like, "Hey guys, they all like it's a weekly thing. We go on Fridays, we talk to the Grizzlies, they tell us what to say, and then we come back. It's a normal thing."
Also, it's all about the kids. It's never about the money, except when I do an AT&T or an American Express commercial,
or when he loses,
or when he finds out that Roy Williams actually got offered the Lakers job before he did, and then turns it into doubling up Roy Williams' salary every year for the next 17 years. Also,
that's just an alpha move.
Never forget, he started releasing press releases during that Lakers search. Like he was having like from the office of Mike Krzyzewski about his updates. Like
it was like a Hugh Freeze move.
Yeah, they are a lot of similarities here. That's why when everyone's like, "You're gonna miss him when he's gone," no, I'm not.
I got one.
Freeze is breaking in a new quarterback this fall. I'll be just fine. I'll be just fine. He also has a quotes page on his own website that has quotes that include 1,505 words, not quotes of like other great leaders.
Wait,
he literally quotes himself.
Hold on.
That's
1,505 words of his own.
Did you count the words?
I copy and pasted the word counted.
See, it would have made me so much happier if you.
I did not go line by line by line by line.
But knowing you in the
that
hate
is
that's
something
flying through your veins,
I would do. But
it's something that you absolutely would have done.
Correct.
It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
If I would have had a word processor, if I would not have had the word count feature, I would have literally, I would have gone and done the tick marks. I would have, and I would have done it that way. When William Avery left his program, he exiled him, and he also said, "Never forget, this is my effing program."
Exiled.
He conveniently didn't know who won the ACC for 13 years because he had only won it once. He invented the the indefinite one-game suspension for Grayson Allen.
Well, but there has to be an asterisk on that. It's only a 1-game suspension when they're playing someone that doesn't matter.
Correct.
Yes.
I believe it was it was a North Carolina Central. It was like a MEAC school.
Yes.
He also recruited Nathan Scott on One Tree Hill. Nathan Scott was convicted of point shaving. Just saying. Just think about that.
Wait, in the show he recruited him.
He was a point shaver.
My
known
brain
point shaver.
broke for a second. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Did the actor actually get recruited? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I mean, he was.
I'm just saying. That's a dookie. That's a dookie for you. He also has the most gold medals in Olympic coach history. Do you know why? Every other coach steps down after one.
He's Coach USA.
But his recruiting classes went from 17th on average to 2nd on average for the length of those.
I'm sure he's never picked up a phone and called one of the players from the USA team to talk to a college kid. There's no way that's ever happened.
Bron and Kobe, they were FaceTiming. It was all the best. Again, snaking Jimmy V and then using him as a PR prop. Still that one still gets to me to this day. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Snickers. I don't know if you've been seeing the heroic work that they've been doing this week, and it's nice to see all these wonderful stories. Much like when you see these stories out of the Ukraine, like the girl singing Frozen or Let It Go, and these stories warm my heart. Snickers found out there's a story, a legend of Roy Williams before Michael Jordan's 83 championship. And they were struggling, and then they went on this massive run. Well, Roy, who was the lead assistant at the time, attributes it to before every game, he would eat a Snickers. And
Roy would eat a Snickers or Jordan would eat a Snickers?
Roy would eat a Snickers.
Okay.
And they go on this legendary run. Snickers has sent 400 Snickers bars to the North Carolina team so that they can be ready for tonight. We also found out Coach K's a spy. He literally spies on his own team with burner accounts. And my favorite Duke stories are the ones of the former players when they literally talk like victims of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes.
And they're like, what a great man. What a great man. Like, he literally said, he told him like to F off and kill my family, but he's a great man, a leader of men. Let's see. Any of my favorite hits that we haven't gotten to?
Just so everyone knows, Jeffrey's hand is shaking right now. He is.
Do we have the burner
intense.
account names?
No. Well, that's how you know. Like, even the freshman players on Duke, which, let's be honest, the freshmen in college are probably way more tech savvy than we are, and than Coach K is. They can't even find his burner accounts. So what he does is he instills fear into them by putting it out there to them that there are burner accounts, but they don't know where they are. So it's just, imagine living in that constant fear as a Duke player.
Would it be funny if it was like an @BigBurgerBoy69 account?
I think the funniest,
probably some UNC fan.
I think the funniest thing, and maybe this is probably what he does because he is an emotional terrorist. I think the funniest thing to do would be like tell them that you have burners
and not have one.
And not have them.
I was actually about to say that might be what's going on.
Double fake out.
No, he's way too much of a control freak. He has to know. You know what I mean? Like,
do we think he tweets from them though, or do we think that he has?
I think he's just spying. He's just spying and making sure that they don't have any, like, it doesn't ever get out. Like the video.
You don't think he's ever responded to something?
Oh, no. Because I think all he's doing is he's making sure that there's no videos of like the kids with, I don't know, say $50,000 worth of cash
or a new house.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Gotcha.
those things, like, things that are totally not recruiting violation. He once told reporters to not direct criticism at players directed at him. He then followed up with this doozy of a quote: "When you question my coaching, come into Cameron, look up at the ceiling, and see if you should do that." So basically, don't question my kids, question me, but then don't question me.
Correct.
So
still,
noted.
I think my favorite Coach K moment of all time happened after UNC beat him in his last home game when he came out to hush the crowd before anyone was saying anything. And then the first sentence out of his mouth was throwing the entire team under the bus.
It was unacceptable first.
Unacceptable. But then he backed the bus up onto them, kept it there, revved the engine a little bit, and then moved on. And then he backed up once again in the press conference.
And then never forget that ceremony. He literally was sitting on a bench and having people pledge fealty to him. Like, they were having to read speeches to him, like telling him how wonderful he was. Like, that's like some of the highest form of narcissism that I can't even like fathom it. Also, it's funny to me that when everyone's like, they gave him a bench. It's like, well, what else was there? They already named the court. They've named Krzyzewski. Well, they ran out of things to give him.
They're quite literally preserving his office as if it's a museum piece. Like the way that they're building the wall. Again, all this being said, he's probably going to win tonight. Great coach, probably going to win tonight, but we got to have some fun with it at least, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to suffer.
Right.
So at least I want everyone to know where my suffering's coming from.
Just give us
I just want to be heard.
I just want to be heard. You never listen. He silences his players. He's not going to silence us, damn it.
He certainly is not silencing me.